Do you ever walk into a room and completely forget why you're there? Or feel like that brain fog is just settling in for good? You're not alone, and you can fight back. You can make your brain stronger, sharper, and more resilient, starting today. Welcome to Levitas. We talk a lot about physical fitness, and for good reason. But what about mental fitness? In my clinical opinion, it's the single most important key to a vibrant, sharp, and independent life as we get older. I want to know, what's one new skill you've always wanted to learn but keep putting off? Is it guitar? A new language? Let me know in the comments. And while you're down there, please hit that like button. It's a small click for you, but it helps the channel a ton with the algorithm. Today, we are going deep on the best science-backed exercises for your brain. So here is one interesting fact. Did you know your brain is plastic? So, let's start with the most important word you'll hear today: neuroplasticity. It's a fancy term for a beautiful and profoundly hopeful concept: your brain's ability to change, adapt, and reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. For decades, we used to think the brain was fixed, that after childhood you were pretty much stuck with the brain you had. We now know that is completely, wonderfully wrong. Think of your brain like a city. If a main road gets blocked, your brain can, with the right stimulus, build a new detour. It can strengthen an old, unused path. It can even build entirely new destinations. This is the mechanism behind everything we're about to discuss. We're not just using our brains, we are actively building them. So, how do we intentionally kickstart that building process? We start with the most proven method of all. Method number 1. I'm talking about getting your heart rate up. We're talking about aerobic exercise, a brisk walk, a light jog, swimming, cycling, even vigorous gardening. When you move your body like this, you're not just working your lungs and heart. You are signaling your brain to release a powerful protein called Brain-Derived Neurotrophic Factor, or BDNF. Clinically, we call BDNF the Miracle-Gro for the brain. It helps existing neurons survive and encourages the growth of new ones. It's literal brain food you create yourself. Don't just take my word for it. A landmark 2011 study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences took a group of older adults and had them walk briskly for 40 minutes, 3 times a week. After 1 year, they had actually increased the size of their hippocampus, the brain's critical memory center, by 2%. They were, in effect, reversing age-related decline. But cardio isn't the only player in the game. In fact, one of the most exciting areas of research is right next. The method number 2. What happens to your brain when you lift weights? This isn't just about building muscle. When you engage in resistance training, you are improving your brain's executive function. That's your ability to plan, to focus your attention, to solve problems, and to juggle multiple tasks. A powerful 2020 study published in Neuroimage Clinical explored this. Researchers found that just 6 months of resistance training could help protect vulnerable areas of the brain, like the hippocampus, from degeneration. The connection is so strong that some researchers are now finding a direct link between leg strength and brain health. So the next time you think about skipping leg day, remember, you're also training your brain. Method number 3. Now, let's move from the physical to the purely mental. If you really want to see neuroplasticity in action, you have to learn something new and complex. I'm not talking about an activity you're already good at. I mean something that makes you feel like a beginner again. Something that's hard. Maybe it's learning a musical instrument, picking up digital photography, or learning to code. Why? Because this forces your brain to build entirely new pathways from scratch. The classic example of this is the famous 2000 study on London taxi drivers. To get their license, they had to memorize a labyrinth of 25,000 streets. When researchers scanned their brains, they found these drivers had a significantly larger posterior hippocampus than control subjects. Their brains had physically changed to store this massive, complex mental map. You can do the same thing. You just have to be willing to be a beginner. Method number 4. And if you're looking for the ultimate new skill, may I recommend learning a new language? This is like a full-body workout for the brain. It's a special, powerful kind of skill because it forces your brain to constantly toggle between different rule systems, different vocabularies, and different sounds. This strengthens your prefrontal cortex, the CEO of your brain. The evidence here is stunning. A 2013 study published in the journal Neurology followed over 600 individuals. They found that people who were bilingual, on average, showed the first symptoms of dementia a full 4.5 years later than those who only spoke one language. That's not a small difference. That is a life-changing amount of time. Method number 5. Okay, so we've got big picture habits. But what about small, daily exercises? This is where the idea of neurobics comes in. It's what we mentioned, practicing with your non-dominant hand. Now, is brushing your teeth with your left hand going to stop cognitive decline on its own? No, but that's missing the point. The point is to break your routine. So much of our life is spent on autopilot. We take the same route to work, we eat the same breakfast, we scroll the same way. When your brain is on autopilot, it's not being challenged. By simply using your non-dominant hand to stir your coffee, or taking a completely new route on your walk, you force your brain to wake up. You're forcing it to use new and less traveled neural pathways. It's a small act of rebellion against cognitive laziness. Method number 6. Here's an exercise that might surprise you talking to people. Humans are deeply, fundamentally social creatures. We are wired for connection. And in my clinical experience, loneliness is one of the most significant stressors and risk factors for cognitive decline. Why is social engagement a workout? Because it's incredibly complex. A real give-and-take conversation forces you to access memories, manage emotions, read nonverbal cues, and pay close attention, all at the same time. The Rush Memory and Aging Project, a massive long-term study, has published numerous papers on this. A 2018 publication, for example, showed that seniors who were highly socially active had a significantly slower rate of cognitive decline than their less social peers. So please, call a friend, join a club, engage with your community. It is one of the best things you can do for your brain. Method number 7. Finally, let's talk about puzzles and games. What activities like crossword puzzles, Sudoku, chess, or even complex strategy video games do is build your cognitive reserve. Think of it as your brain's backup generator. A person with a high cognitive reserve can experience more age-related changes in their brain before it starts to show on the outside as memory loss. They can improvise and find new ways to solve a problem. How do we know this? Long-term research, like that from the Albert Einstein College of Medicine published around 2003 in the New England Journal of Medicine, followed seniors for years. They found that those who regularly engaged in brainy activities like reading, playing board games, or doing puzzles had a significantly lower risk of developing dementia. Now, you can do all of this work. You can walk, lift, learn, and socialize. But as a doctor, I have to be clear, you cannot build a high-performance brain out of low-quality materials. You must fuel the change. My clinical takeaway is to focus on your nutrition. The best evidence we have for this is the MIND diet. The MIND diet stands for the Mediterranean-Intervention for Neurodegenerative Delay. It's a hybrid of 2 of the healthiest diets on Earth, but specifically tailored for brain health. A groundbreaking 2015 study from Rush University found that people who followed the MIND diet closely slowed their rate of cognitive decline by the equivalent of 7.5 years. What does it focus on? It's simple. At least 1 serving of leafy greens every single day. Berries, especially blueberries, multiple times a week. Nuts. Using extra virgin olive oil as your primary fat. And getting those brain-building omega-3s from fatty fish, like salmon. This way, you are literally eating the building blocks for a better brain. Building mental fitness isn't about one single hack. It's not about just doing puzzles or just taking a walk. It's about creating a lifestyle that celebrates and challenges your brain. Watch this video suggestion. It was especially picked for you. Also share, comment, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. It helps a ton with the algorithm. Remain tuned for future videos to empower your health and fitness journey. So, stay healthy, stay happy, and keep going.